You're the first ever interview I've ever done with I haven't finished, with a number one athlete.
Oh.
In anything. I guess athlete, we'll have that debate, athlete versus hobby in golf, but not just golf. You're the number one, because if you were number one in golf.
Oh, this would be definitely a bigger deal.
But soon to be a huge deal.
Yes.
And already a pretty big deal. You're number one in Fling golf. Mm-hmm. I'm actually rocking the Showtime Fling golf glasses, the Nevin brand, which I had never personally heard of, but I like it. Like you said earlier before we went hot on the mics, it's got a good flair to it. I like it.
Yeah.
Guy, girl, kind of has a Ray-Ban-y look to it. I'll keep them on for a little bit. It's bright in here.
It's a good design. It's a pair of sunglasses for everybody. Yeah. And everybody means more dollars, and that makes me happy.
And when you said you get $1 of each one.
I do.
So $1 of each one goes to support you and your business, your career.
I can sleep on it every night knowing that the Showtime shades are bringing in the dough.
$1 whole.
$1 whole, baby.
So tell me about you, man. Tell me about the come up of you. So people know, I mean, you were my original swing coach.
Yeah.
Got me to, that was when I was like, all right, cool. I want to start taking this seriously a little bit.
Yeah.
Like 2 years ago.
I'll take credit for helping you with your roots, making sure you have the basics down. Anything you do now is certainly beyond what I've helped you with, but yeah, it's, just kind of born and raised in central Pennsylvania. So sorry to disappoint anybody that now knows that I'm not homegrown in Delaware, but I've lived here since 2015. I'm a husband, father, course manager of American Classic down in Lewis, Delaware, and professional athlete, number one ranked fling golfer in the world.
That's a crazy thing to say, man.
That's so cool, though.
It's so cool. And say it for as long as you can, because no one's number one forever. And I'm sure you hope that, and I'd like to actually ask you that, like, what do you hope Fling golf goes crazy, goes viral, takes over the world, and you're one of the first people there, but inevitably there'll be people gunning for and probably take your OG number one spot at some point?
Yeah.
Or do you kind of hope it stays one of those mid-tier, kind of off-kilter side sports where you get to keep your royalty amongst it?
I want everybody.
Everybody.
I want the sport to totally blow up. I'm already feeling the heat of people wanting that number one spot, which I love, though, because it fuels the fire. It's the motivation then. It's now why I'm training with a personal trainer twice a week, working out 2 other times. And for those who know me, I don't work out. So it's game on now. So I definitely want it to blow up. I want to be the GOAT. Like, you don't want to call yourself the GOAT. So I'm saying I want to be the GOAT. I want others to be like Austin Ebersole was the GOAT of fling golf when it started. The Babe Ruth of fling golf, the Michael Jordan of fling golf, the Tiger Woods of fling golf. And it's probably never going to get to the point where it's like PGA and the NBA and NFL and all that, which is fine, obviously. But if we can get to like the disc golf level, the pickleball level, and things like that, that'd be a massive accomplishment. So yeah, man, being number one at it though, like, let's go, game on. From whether you're from the U.S., England, Australia, I don't care. Pick this game up, let's play, and let's just roll with it.
Well, you've cemented yourself in the lore of it.
For sure.
Because no matter where it goes, how it grows, as long as it exists, your name's always going to be, you're one of the OGs.
Yeah,
even if you fell off number one tomorrow, people would still look back at when this thing got rolling.
Yeah.
That guy was the illustrious number one in the world, and then he just walked away from it. And you would be a legend who just walked into the sunset.
See,
get the game started, spark it, and then leave.
And just leave, yeah. So I think a cool goal, a personal goal of mine in the sport is, and I tell John Prulidge, who's the commissioner of World League Fling Golf, I want to dominate for 5 years. And next year will be our 3rd year professionally on the tour. And I want to be the guy who carried that torch for 5 years. And then that puts me into my late 30s then. And then hopefully at that point we have the younger kids coming in, the teenagers, the high schoolers, the college kids, who become the next generation. But I want to be that guy who still plays well, and then maybe we get some ESPN deals, some cable deals, and then I transition into the broadcasting part of it. And then I'm your knowledge, your live.
Your OG, yeah.
So I have a long-term goal of what I want to do, and right now it's like cement yourself, as you're saying. I know I've been number one now for 2 years. I've been twice named player of the year, 2 points champions, which is essentially winning the championship of the season. So people will look back and they will see that Austin Ebersole was the first champion and the second champion.
I'd say it sounds like 2-time Grand Slam champion because you got the points.
Got the points.
That sometimes doesn't mean you're going to win the championship.
Right.
NASCAR, golf, really any individual sport.
Right.
And then you're also number one.
Yeah, number one in the world, which opens up so many doors to do so many cool things. So many companies reach out, so many potential sponsors. They're just like, not every day do we get to talk with somebody who's ranked number one or work with somebody ranked number one.
It's an interesting spot.
It's so cool. And even though they're like, what the heck is Fling Golf? They're just like, we see that number one in your bio, your profile, and it's just like, yeah, we got to get this guy going.
Yeah.
So it's so cool though. But yeah, I have a lot of long-term goals. But yeah, just kind of enjoying the moment, not trying to let it get too overwhelming, but also staying.
Can you explain Fling Golf for anybody that's like, what are we even talking about right now?
What the hell is Fling Golf? Yeah, so Fling Golf is, if you look on my channel, at Showtime Flings, at Showtime_Flings on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all that stuff, people will tell you that it's for people who can't golf. They also will make fun of my hey dudes and my mullet and goatee when I would normally have it. But Fling Golf is...
Yeah, you shaved the goatee.
I did shave the goatee.
I was trying to see what was different. Yeah, I knew something was different.
The goatee's off.
The mustache especially. That was... Wow.
I can get a good little mustache going.
Yeah. How'd your girl feel about that?
She's all right. She just,
Either one.
My daughter loves it. Now it's like, I remember when I first shaved it, she's just like...
Oh, yeah, your daughter.
She wouldn't look at me.
Oh, yeah, because she had never seen anything else. She was like, this guy in my house.
Dada? I'm like, yes, honey, it's me. It's Dada. So,
who's this man?
Yeah. So, Fling Golf is you're playing golf, right? Instead of hitting the clubs, as in golf, you have 14 traditional clubs. Fling Golf is one stick, does it all. So I have my signature series stick here, and all you do with this is you put the ball in the channel and you throw it, lacrosse style, high lie style. I think it's very baseball throw. I think that's why I've had a lot of success in Fling Golf with my golf background as well. But we play the same par, the same tees, the same golf balls.
Same distance?
Same distance. Yeah. It's literally just, we're using one stick, which is your putter, as you see the striker pad here.
Okay, I was going to ask
and it's your driver. So instead of changing clubs for distances, we change how hard we throw it, how high we throw it.
You're changing your field.
Trajectory, right. So I like to say it's like, think of like football, right? Like we'll use your guy Brock Purdy, for instance.
Love him.
So he's not going to throw a 50-yard Hail Mary the same way he throws a 7-yard slant.
Of course.
That's the touch. And that's what we're doing. If we're 125 yards away and the green pin is back of the pin, top shelf, a little bit more arc into it. Front pin placement, no bunkers protection in the front, you can roll it up on. So it's still the same idea as golf. You're just using one fling stick, though, instead of the 14 golf clubs. So snowboarding and skiing, dude, going down the same slopes, just doing it a different way.
And for those that don't know, you're not one of the people who can't golf.
Oh, I love that.
You're a great golfer.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at it. Yeah.
You could step out and if you could step out on any course and hit a 78 to an 82 without having played golf really this year.
Yeah, no, I can.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's really good. And you were a scratch guy. And how would you feel how does the scoring line up? Because you were on an ESPN Plus event, and I tuned into that for a little bit. Got to say, the production quality at American Classic, they got to get the camera styles up.
Yeah.
But the watching it was interesting, and it seems like you guys score a little bit lower than your typical golfer.
It's the accuracy part.
Sure. You're not shafting it or doing anything like that.
Right. The putting is probably what prevents us from being like completely ridiculous with our scores because it's a pad. It's not even a putter face. And it's really light for those who've seen it and can't hold it. It's super light. So
do you see that changing?
I hope so.
Because as a golfer, I would imagine, like, why not put a putter face?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that have suggested things, and I'm sure as the sport grows, it's going to evolve, and the sticks will become of greater fabric and whatnot, greater product.
Yeah, the first basketball was I believe a volleyball.
The
first basketball net was an apple basket.
Could you imagine playing with a basketball, or playing with a volleyball, playing basketball? There's no way.
No.
I mean, there's just no way.
No.
Ball could hit the crack in the floor. So, but yeah, that's pretty much that. But yeah, golf-wise, dude, I would say, I think Fling Golf wins in accuracy and short game, especially because like we're not bothered by rough. The rough doesn't bother us because we get
the lie doesn't matter.
The lie doesn't matter. So Fling Golf gets easier in that aspect, but golf will always win in yardage and putting. So it's a good match though. It's like you have accuracy and short game versus distance and putting, and what can come of that, what can win. So I would say right now Fling Golf is going to beat Golf 100 if I play. And I play myself all the time. Anybody that wants to see myself play Fling Golfer versus Golfer Austin, I have a couple episodes, couple reels and whatnot. But yeah, I think that's what it is. If the putter's working with that, I could shoot 5 to 10 under easily in 18 holes.
Wow.
If the putters, if I'm having a putting day, but I can also shoot 3 to 5 over if just lipping out, missing shots, misreading the greens, things like that.
So a lot of it comes down to getting to the green.
Yes.
And so probably a lot of the scoring has to do with the difficulties of the green, 100%. The undulation, the shelving, the curvature.
Yes.
Is the sport harder or easier in terms of growth in it? I would think, because when I think golf, anyone who plays golf knows it's probably the hardest, and I'll hear the argument, it's not a sport. If you played at a high level, it's a sport.
Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt about it. It's an extremely athletic swing. Nobody's getting it above 250 yards that is not athletic or is not swinging in an athletic motion.
I think the average drive is like 208 yards.
Yeah. So that's two
still
football fields. That's a very far away. So when I think of golf, I think of frustration. I think of anger, and I also think of satisfaction and kind of this balance between enjoyment and the struggle of not mastering it immediately.
Yeah.
Do you feel with Fling Golf it's a little different in the terms of you could probably pick it up a little easier, but then like you said, the nuances still remain of how to get from good to great?
Yeah, so that's actually the exact thing I tell people. I go, look, Fling Golf is easier to learn, hard to master.
Heard. So
someone can pick this up, and by the 3rd or 4th hole, they're hitting fairways, hitting greens in regulation. But they still have to be athletic. Your Joe Schmo still can't go out there and rip 150-yard shots with this. They might throw it 60 yards. But the thing is, they're at least hitting the fairway. They're not losing their golf ball. They're not swinging and missing. So
even with only throwing 150 yards, you're getting under on a lot of courses.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably scoring. It seems like people are they're breaking 100 because they're not taking the lost ball penalties. They're not hitting water and things like that.
Yeah.
But again, your top players are the ones getting in the 60s, shooting under par and whatnot. But again, easier to learn, hard to master.
Like a lot of things that are worth being a master at.
Yeah.
Sean, I saw your. Do you have any? Do you have any Fling Golf videos pulled up? I'd love, and you can just toss anything up whenever you got it, dude.
Yeah.
Showtime Flings. So look, Sean's always got mad notifications. My guy's secretly super popular. This is not
my
anyone
OCD
else's page.
Is through the wall right now, Sean. You got to be checking these things out.
All right, so we got a Fling Golf putt.
Yeah, so
explain this to me.
This is my 3rd individual championship at the Virginia
Can we get some
Open.
Sound on that? Sounds like you went.
Oh, I went
nuts. I think there's a little mute button in the bottom left.
I think we had some music on that, but this reel's nearing 700,000 views.
Look who already liked it.
Zachary Loft, I love that.
I love how hype you are on that.
So I was down 2 strokes with 3 holes to go.
Whoa!
And I came back and won. This putt here, I ended up winning by 2, so I could have missed there and made it. Hopefully, I didn't miss a freaking 2-foot putt. But
yeah, a little anticlimactic.
So I'm the first person to win.
Second one,
3 individual. Yeah, this has over 400,000. This was
nice.
This was in.
You can keep it on.
This was this was in West Virginia in April.
Oh, it's beautiful.
So they were.
So do you miss right, left? Like, is that?
So see the slope there, right to left?
Yeah.
So I actually threw a draw to get it to hit the slope and also get more yardage.
Okay, so you can throw it with different side spins.
Yeah, dude. So think like baseball. Like you can throw arm angles, different pitches. Everyone's
okay. But with baseball, you have to get your fingers on the ball.
So we change our grip on the shaft to get that wrist snap like a pitcher would, and then you just change your arm angles. I can throw
So when you're saying arm, like, can I see it?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
We're gonna have a little lesson right here in the middle of the.
Not the first time.
So this got like the. For my real golf aficionado, like a Fling, like a super stroke.
Yeah.
Like tight putter grip.
Yeah, like a 3.0 Cyber Super Stroke grip. Wow. So if you want
it 4 foot?
That's 4 foot. Yeah, about 51 inches. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah,
four
3 inches short. My eyes must be off.
Dude, that's pretty damn good though.
Dude, 3 inches is big. That's a tough thing to miss out.
And you can, now that you feel how light it is, it's extremely hard to
very
putt with.
light.
Now you know why. Like
very light.
You need mass to move mass.
You need absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
And when I had my wife bought me a putter, and I've had it now. She bought it like 5 years ago, but I haven't really been playing for 5 years.
Yeah.
But I tried to switch to a Scotty, and the Scotty was beautiful, but it was smaller and it had less weight at the bottom.
Okay.
And I actually gave the Scotty to somebody else or sold it. But they thought I was crazy, wanting to keep my other one. But what you got to feel for is what you got to feel for. And so this would be tough to get a feel for because you're right. This is plastic.
It's so tough. It's so tough. But so to answer your question real quick, so to throw a draw, you go more over the top. So like a 12-6 curveball. So you want to get over the top of your head. If you want to fade, you drop a little bit more to like 2 o'clock and side
drop in my right elbow or my primary
exactly right
side.
So you're now shot shaping just like you do in golf, but you're doing it more with grip.
This is going to be more over the top
of a draw, right?
Of a draw.
That ball will come out spinning more right to left for you as a right-handed thrower, and it'll spin just like a draw, like I did in that.
As I pull back, it's naturally now. When I pull it back, am I supposed to go like this, or am I supposed to be going straight back?
What shot do you want to do?
A shot that goes straight.
Then straight back.
Straight back.
Right. So it's that's how you kind of.
So just like with a golf swing, you're adjusting your takeaway,
inside out,
grip.
outside in, 7 to 1, 5 to 11. Yeah, it's the same thing.
You like just spoke a lot of gibberish to a lot of people, but I picked up most of that.
No, I know. I hope so. I hope you didn't forget it.
I didn't. 5 to 11.
5 to 11. So that's going to be a little bit more. I mean, you're probably going to push the hell out of that. It's going to be more of a slice.
Okay.
But if you come in with a nice steep swing at it, you can get a power fade like a lot of the top players are playing.
Got it.
So you might have a little bit. You probably. I know in your.
I get a natural cut, so I don't need
exactly.
I don't
so you
need
don't.
that.
I wouldn't even add it to it. If you're someone who has a natural draw, that's how you would kind of counter.
I will shout out your boy though. The boy that came and replaced you, Sam.
Yes.
Love that guy.
Dude, he's a stud.
He's quirky, but man knows his golf.
He does.
And he gets into the details. So I broke my leg over the summer.
Yes,
and
you did.
I did. I broke my left leg down at the ankle. Didn't break my ankle. Dislocated it.
Okay.
It actually a dog ate it. A dog ran into it. Just the stupidest way of it happening. But
I would change the story.
I've been thinking about it. I was in this fight, kicked him in the shin, hurt him, but broke my leg.
Anderson Silva broke his foot kicking somebody. So I feel
that's
like
what I want to say
Zach
because
should
that's
do
how it broke. It went sideways. Oh yeah, it wrapped right.
What the hell kind of dog was this?
It's a black lab. He's
okay.
Good 80-pounder. If you ever seen a black lab run after a ball, frisbee, stick, anything it wants, young one,
It's just
it's like lightning. They're so fast.
Yeah, right.
And they're like a good 80-pound. And his skull met my foot as I planted it to go catch a frisbee. We were just throwing it back and forth.
Yeah,
Not playing ultimate frisbee or nothing.
just passing.
Just passing. Good 30, 40 yards away from each other. We're zipping it. Yeah. We do this once a year. We literally don't play frisbee except this one time a year at this July 4th party. Yeah. Every year as a family. And it's just me and my dad and my brother. I went to go catch it. He ran into it. It went and then as soon as I went to go plant, it wasn't there. And then I flung my leg back up, realizing, I don't have a foot. Began to like kind of fall backwards because my brain went, you don't have feet?
Yeah, like
lay on your back. And when I went to lay on my back, my foot went like this onto the other side. And I was like, that's wrong. And I don't know what came over me, dude, but I grabbed it and popped it back into place. Now it was still broken.
Yeah.
But it had also dislocated, ripped some tendons. It was icky. Regardless of all that, I have a hard time now putting my weight onto my left foot.
I get that.
And twisting, which is, there's a lot of twisting in a golf swing.
But you have that natural doubt now where you're just like...
which I'm working through.
Okay.
And on the sim, over the winter, I'm hoping to get through that.
Yeah.
And as well, adjust my swing, because I cannot twist as much now. My ankle does not have...
So I broke my left ankle playing floor hockey like 6 years ago. And that took me probably about 2 years to actually feel confident enough to rotate, like you're saying. So I get it.
Yeah.
Because it was your left foot, right?
My left foot.
Yeah, so we're the same. But no,
yeah.
You'll get over it. It's just one of those things where it's like...
Oh, yeah. Now it's got metals and metal. It's got a metal rod, 2 bolts.
All right. So you could be Zach Ironman Faust
the
on
Iron
the World
Foot.
Big Fling Golf Tour. The
Iron Foot.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Don't let me come for you, man. I'll come up the leaderboards with my much cooler nickname. Showtime versus the Iron Foot.
I mean, that's almost Hulk Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior
caliber
title.
It definitely sounds more like a wrestling match than golf, for sure.
Showtime versus
We'd need to have intro music.
I guess you'd have to be the bad guy. Like the Iron Foot would have to be.
The Iron Foot's Showtime is definitely the superhero.
I feel like the thing about Showtime though, it'd be like almost like a Ric Flair. So is he good or is he bad?
That's fair. It's like a good heart, a lot of ego, but good heart.
Yeah.
Like loves himself.
I almost said I do love myself.
Hey, admit it, dude. I love it. You got to love you.
No,
Self-worth
you do.
is the start of it.
Oh, 100%.
Self-worth is the start of it. And sometimes
100%.
it can come off to other people who suffer from self-worth issues as ego or vanity.
Big time.
Big time. And I know I struggled with that for a bit too, where I would, from the outside in, not saying, hey, you got ego problems. But internally, I'm like, oh, that guy's got big head on his shoulder, big vanity. But oftentimes, if I'm negatively judging somebody for that, if I'm putting them out of my life due to the fact that I think their vanity is too big, well ultimately two things are true. If that's true,
right,
and they are clinging to their ego too tightly, it's a self-worth angle that
right,
they're struggling with. And if it's truly not something and something I'm seeing in them, well, that's just me reflecting my own self-worth issues on somebody else.
Right.
So either way, I need to fix myself to either be a good enough real human with this person to be open and all right with the fact that they maybe do have some self-worth problems, because guess what, we all do. Or I need to be humble and have enough humility myself to come and say, I have something wrong with me and that shouldn't affect how I view you.
Exactly.
And learn more about that person. Something's wrong with me if I'm getting a negative first impression on somebody.
And because he's not even paying any attention to probably how you're feeling.
Has no care or self-worth. People don't want to be assholes for the most part.
No, they
don't. Like 99% of people do not want to be bad people, come off as selfish, come off as anything that's negative.
Let me leave you with this slogan.
Please.
Someone
You don't have to leave me. We still got time.
So somebody told me, be a good man, not a nice guy. Be a good man, not a nice guy. So being a good man is just being a good person, staying true to your morals, treating people equally, treat people how you want to be treated. The nice guy is like being fake, like acting like you care when you don't, or acting like you're above people. Like, so when you be a good man though, it kind of puts you in that lane of not prejudging people that you don't actually know and feeling ill towards them if you don't know them. So, because like you just said, everybody wants to be nice, everybody wants to be good, but being the nice guy kind of puts this like false narrative on a lot of things in life. But you can always be a good man. You can always be a good person by not really worrying about things such as that. Like, oh, I can't stand this guy. Like, what a huge asshole. What a big ego. Well, you don't really know him. What if he's like the #1 donated charitable person in the world, right? So it's I like that. So
yeah, or what if he's going through his daughter hasn't been talking to him for the last 3 weeks, and he's going through a separation, and he's seeking attention, and so he's trying to bring it out in his own accomplishments,
right? And things that he knows how to do,
and
well.
the things he knows how to do well. He's trying to bring himself, or what if it is something where I'm having self-worth issues, and I'm seeing that in him because I'm trying to make myself feel better, and it's a subconscious effort, because it's like our brains, like when we hear a song we don't like, naturally our brains try to play it again and again in our head. That's why songs get stuck in our head. Because it's like a self-defense mechanism. It's like, we gotta like this. Yeah. We gotta get. That's why a lot of songs I think we end up liking are ones we hear the first few times, like, this is trash, and then within a month we're like, da da da.
Well, see, right now all I can hear is like the Wiggles and Blippy.
You're in that age.
I'm in the 2-year-old age.
I was in the dancing. We were dancing fruit people. You done the dancing fruit on YouTube?
I haven't done the dancing fruit.
The dancing fruit are solid. Keeps the attention locked. No vocals.
Okay.
Some light music, a little bump the shoulders music. You got to get in the dancing fruit.
I mean, I love the Wiggles though, because it's like we all grew up with them, and now they've evolved to a different group. But
that's
like
fair.
Now it's like rockabye. You're like, everybody clap, everybody sing, la 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 la.
I wasn't a Wiggles guy. Cool. That's what killed. I was Blues Clues.
Okay.
I was Franklin, that turtle guy.
Like Hey Arthur, Barney.
A little Barney.
A little Barney, okay.
A little bit of Barney. I came up a little too early for Teletubbies.
Yes, my brother who, I can't remember how close we are in age. I'm 92, baby.
What?
Are you?
Oh, God damn. My brain heard you're 92.
No. I'm a 92 baby.
93.
90, okay, yeah, so we're right. Yeah. All right, we're right there. Yeah,
It's like, damn, you look good for your age,
dude,
man.
Showtime, baby. Let me tell you about the best sponsor I got.
If that was something you had, I'd buy it too. Yeah, if you're 92, look at that. You tell
Revelation
me what cream you
Craft
got.
Brewing Co. Baby, the beer just makes you young forever. They're brewing it from the fountain of youth. You know.
Hey, I hear it. I love it. Alcohol makes you younger. We heard it here first.
Yeah. Rev beer. Dogfish Head too. Y'all are good as well. So it's that lower Sodell water, baby. Yeah, so I was just trying to think, like, Teletubbies was like, my brother was born in 97, so, like, he was Teletubbies. I feel like Barney was definitely more of our thing.
Yeah.
But then, like, we were lucky enough to have the Ninja Turtles, the Power Rangers.
Our cartoons are unmatched.
Like, oh, dude.
Cartoons are unmatched.
So freaking good.
Someone explained it in a way that was so good, and it compares to another study I had heard before in the entertainment that a child or just a kid has today versus when we came up originally is so different. And not different in the fact of, like, for example, our girl loves Bluey.
I love Bluey,
we
too.
love Bluey.
Bluey's dad is the role model for all of us dads.
Bluey makes me feel like I'm terrible.
Dude, me too. Oh,
Bluey be doing stuff with his dad. I'm like, his dad is so good.
the expectations are so high.
So high. Every day he gets off work, he gets home, he's like, playtime, weekend playtime. I'm like, when's this guy breathe?
When's he go practice his putting?
When does this guy chip at all? He does golf in a couple episodes. I'm
I
like,
know.
bullshit. He never practices. Bullshit.
Like, he got no time for that. Like, does he? Now I'm wondering if he even sleeps. Like, it's like, does Bluey go?
Literally.
Does Bluey and Bingo go to bed, and now Dad's out putting and chipping?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe he's got a green.
And they ain't gonna show Bluey after dark.
No.
Like, they ain't gonna go that route. So
because it's just sleeping. But the side of things with where kids are getting entertainment from back then. Let's think of our time. You mentioned Power Rangers, Teenage Mutant Ninja, cable TV, magazines, Nintendo type. We're getting in the PlayStation
64,
1 range, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas throughout time, and we zoom to now, we got an age where a kid, let's say you get a kid 12 years old.
Yes.
Say he gets a phone. That's debatable. You wait. Or some kids are getting it earlier. Let's just say 12, 13.
Kids are getting them at like 7, 8 now, dude. It's nuts.
Not here for that debate.
Yeah.
I'll have to be here soon. But I'm a driver's license guy. That's where my brain goes. I'm a full access to a full phone is in my opinion not something any child should be exposed to. And I know I won't have an agreement. There won't be much agreement towards that side of things, but having access to every inch of known human knowledge that's ever been discovered at your fingertips at any given time, any given moment.
For like a 12-year-old.
For a 12, it's just, you talk about, like, when we came up, we're shaped by who we surrounded ourselves with, who we know, and what we're being taught. And that ultimately shaped who we were as adults and, leads you to have to make your own self-discovery and go down your own paths as now an adult. But giving that world of having everything all the time comes back to, like, that study I talked about, I had referenced in ice cream. They did this study around 2 different ice cream shops, and to this day, I swear this study's done about the Rehoboth Boardwalk, because they said on one side of the boardwalk, and they did the study about a bunch of boardwalk things. They always like hide the question. They're like, "Do you think it's sunny out today? Is this the right temperature? How did you think about the waves?" And then they asked about the ice cream.
Right.
And on one side of the boardwalk, they had some of this group get this 3-flavor soft serve vanilla chocolate or chocolate vanilla swirl.
Right. Okay.
Ice creams.
Right.
Typical standard. One type of cone.
Right.
You want small, medium, or large. On the other side of the boardwalk, they had another slice of the group go to this area that had like 87 flavors. Everything up and down.
That's where I was.
Freezers everywhere. All the different flavors you can think of, and then more. And they found, at the end of the day, the happiness and satisfaction from the ice cream was so much higher on every level from the people that only had 3 choices.
Okay.
Versus the people that were overloaded with options. Every one of them probably being good, but the thought of having access to everything
It's just too much.
It's too much. And it leaves you with what's in your hand thinking, oh, but what about the other thing? And I feel we do that now with social media. Yeah. We'll have TikTok open, and then we'll think, well, what about Facebook? I have notifications there. And, oh, I got the Instagram DM to get to. And, oh, I've been meaning to watch this educational video on YouTube. And then you get distracted by the email. Then the text comes in. Oh, I forgot to get back to that person. I don't feel a child, a developing person, needs to have that level of constant options.
Oh, yeah.
Because I feel it just fries the brain. And even as adults, when we allow ourselves to get into that doom scroll or just entertainment, app, content, this,
get
that,
lost.
game.
You just get lost.
And then you walk away from your phone feeling like a loser. Like your brain feels fried. Nothing feels happy.
You wasted time.
You wasted time. You get this wave of like, not depression, but just like, I feel you've gone dopamine crazy for so long.
Your energy level 100% drops.
Yeah, your dopamine receptors are fried.
You're just like...
And imagine giving that to somebody who doesn't even understand how their brain works.
Right.
And that's a lot of adults, don't get me wrong, but kids haven't even figured out what happened, like to discover the country at 12 for a lot.
Yeah,
like,
right.
You know, they've just now started to figure out what they're doing in life.
Yeah,
like,
right.
What they like. Like, I like football. I like dolls. Like, they're just getting to that point where we're not even at puberty yet. And even if it is at 18, are we meant to have something beside our nightstand where it's the choice between, hey, let me look at anything, everything. I have options to it all.
So many
good or bad.
holes, yeah.
Or let me look at the back of my eyelids.
And get some sleep and feel healthy. You know, right? No, I agree. I'm on the age, I was at like 14. So 16, 14. I feel like it's like, I think it will depend on the maturity of the child, of course.
And a 14, well, let's also put that in context. What phone did you get at 14 compared to what a kid would get today at 14?
So I did get my phone at 14, actually. So I feel like that may be why I'm also like, all right, Navy could get one at 14. I got the, I was the Envy stage. I'm pretty sure the silver Envy was my first phone, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Mine was the Motorola Razr.
So I didn't have the Razr. I might have had a cheaper version, like just something my dad was like, all right, let's try this. And I can't remember what it was. All right, it was silver, flip up, and had like a blue surfboard looking shape down the middle.
Okay.
But then I remember then I went straight into the Envies. Mm-hmm. But I can tell you I mean, now an iPhone or an Android with all the screen time, like a mini iPad.
Yeah.
That would have been it would have been too much. So I agree with you. Like I definitely knowing, and like I'm somebody who's like, when I start reading something, like I go hard into the rabbit hole of it. Most times good things where it's just like, oh, like Fling off. What the hell is this? And all of a sudden, I would start researching.
All of a sudden, I'm the number one Fling off.
Ah!
I feel that so much.
So, but no, I get that. I respect that. And I think a good thing about 16 is like when they can drive, like you said, with the license, it's like, all right, now, you know, the bird has left the nest. Having that line of communication just in case is certainly better than being like, I hope to God she makes it home, you know, or like, where's she at? What's she doing? Plus, we have all the little apps where we can track them now. So that would help too. But no, I agree with that, dude. I feel like it's like, yeah, the social media, the instant access to everything is a lot. So, but yeah, we weren't going to go down the hole, but we went down it.
Well, yeah, as a young dad, good. I'm always curious what your take is on it. Cause
I would agree with a lot of things you said. I certainly haven't given as much thought of that. You definitely pointed some great examples as to why. And, you know, I think luckily I'm 3 years behind where you are as a dad. So I just haven't I'm like, phones aren't even a thought, but I know when you get to like that, knowing that other parents are giving their kids phones at 6, 7, 8 years old, I'm like, there's just no way.
And then there's the other side of the phone debate. And this is, I remember when I was a 2-year-old's parent, and I remember this morning, and I had the same, not struggle, but something I've had to work on and just be more consciously aware of. My phone. When I'm with her, where's my phone?
Yeah, right.
Is it in my hand? Is it in the other room? Is there something pertinent I do need to be doing? Am I and now as a 5-year-old, if I do have to pick something up and do something, am I explaining that to her so she doesn't feel I'm picking the phone over her?
Right. No, that's a good thing. Yeah,
It's stuff you start thinking about.
Yeah, no, it's something that I thought, especially we just got over the holidays here. So this is something that I actually was thinking about where it's like, you know, like Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve fell on Sundays. So football's playing and you got your fantasy leagues and your dynasty leagues and all your top dollars. So I'm sitting here like,
A lot of playoffs going on that
so
Sunday
many,
too.
and I was in so many championships.
I was thinking about that. A couple of my buddies who were single and they were doing their thing. One was married, but talking about like I'm in 2 championships today.
And there's a lot of money on the line.
Yeah.
So, but it's Christmas
It's
Eve.
Christmas Eve.
And you're just like I actually felt bad prioritizing football, even just part of the day. Like, thankfully, the Vikings played at 1:00.
Yeah.
So, like, they were done. But it was just like, even afterwards, I'm like, I didn't need, it's Christmas Eve, man. Like,
I golfed on Christmas Eve.
I played before. But she was
I played
napping.
in the morning. I played early in the morning,
Okay.
got home
Okay.
by like 11, yeah.
I try to sneak out when she naps.
Christmas Eve is like, for me, it's just a day off from school to anticipate Christmas.
Yeah.
And so we don't...
Christmas has to be full scale. Like, it's all the
Absolutely.
time. And that's how it was. Right?
All of our Christmas traditions for Christmas Eve kind of happen in the later afternoon evening. We do a dinner.
Most of ours do.
Yeah,
too.
we did a dinner with the family. We do a gift. We do a movie. We have some time together. Yeah. And so the mornings, I was going to go golf. It was like 55 degrees.
You got time off. Yeah, right.
You guys sleep in. You ladies sleep in 100%.
Yeah.
Back to golf, because I feel most people tuning into this are tuning into whether this is 2 weeks from now because they're currently supporting and appreciating the greatness that is what you're doing right now. And there's going to be some people who are listening to this 7 years from now that are interested in listening to the origins of what's now a major sport. Or the OG legend who went down with a thing that was a flash in the pan, and now
I will go down
he's playing Fling bowling, and he's great at that.
Hey, whatever, there's people that want to create so many fun sports in my comment section.
Yeah.
So Fling bowling has actually been used, believe it or not.
I think Fling bowling exists. Isn't that when you like roll it down the ramp?
Kind of, why not?
It's kind of Fling bowling.
I mean, you're flinging it down the ramp.
You're already flinging it with your hands.
Right.
So back to it's not a debate. It's whichever one you want to pick up. I love golf.
Yeah.
I love the difficulty of golf, but I feel what you did from my perspective, kind of putting golf to the side and just saying, it's Fling golf now, is something I'm liable to do when in your position. See, I'm a flag placer.
Okay.
You ever heard of that?
Kind of.
So
You can reiterate a little bit on it.
So a flag placer is the mindset of I want to be the best at something, right? I'm gonna tooth and nail grind. I'm up early.
Ash Ketchum, baby.
Yeah, I catch them all. Yeah, if there were Pokemon, I'm out there. I'm not making a podcast. I'm not hunting. I'm hunting. And example, Pokemon Go came out. Reese, who will be, I think, 5 episodes back at this point. Pokemon Go came out first. We got addicted to that shit.
Yeah.
Second weekend, me and Reese, my buddy, we both got addicted. We had a day off, and we spent like 6 hours just doing laps in the green in Dover.
My wife and I would literally walk around Lewis all the time.
Just hunting.
But we were exercising.
And we were exercising, exactly.
Until we figured out if you drove the car under 8 miles per hour, it would track it as you were walking. Oh yeah, we did it. We were there. But I did it with my wife, so that was cool.
I don't mean to be a one-upper, but we found that out too. So when I was a National Guard finishing up my Army contract at that point, and we had to drive somewhere and take a Humvee and transport it. And we figured out that if we got together and said, hey, us 5 will do it, knowing us 5 all play Pokemon Go, that we can drive the Humvee down back roads and hunt while we take... It was like a 1 hour transport, took 3.5 hours.
Oh, yeah.
But regardless of that, I'm a flag placer in the fact of I want to be the best or I don't want to do it. And not in the standpoint of I don't want to put the work into it, but there's certain things in life I cannot be the best at. I can't be the best singer.
Yeah.
I have a terrible singing voice. I cannot be the best dancer. I don't have enough rhythm. There's certain things within my brain, within my body. I can't go out and be a quarterback at this point. I'm 30 years old and I'm also 6 foot and white. I'm low on the totem pole.
An iron foot.
I'm the iron foot. Yeah, I got iron in my leg now. I'm low on the totem pole. So if I see something that has the opportunity to be the best at, I want to be the best at. But my flaw is if I happen to get to the point where I want to get and I get to my original goal, I will no longer be interested and I will be done.
Hard.
I will be 100% out and it'll be like a light switch flipped off.
I'm a flag setter.
A flag place. Yeah, because
Flag
you get, and those are the people that get to the top of the mountain. They look around, they're like, wow, pretty. Flag, let's go find another mountain.
Yes.
That's what it was. And I remember there was this game called Yu-Gi-Oh! It's the first time I remember this. My mom actually told me I was this when I was like 11. My stepbrother Logan had moved in for a few years. Love Logan. Haven't seen him in a while, but we played Yu-Gi-Oh. Mm-hmm. He taught me how to play Yu-Gi-Oh. He was like 14. He had like 3 years on me. And over this time period of like 2.5, 3 years of him living with us, he would kick my butt at Yu-Gi-Oh. Daily basis. We didn't have video games. We played outside.
No, right.
And if it was raining inside, we played inside. Mm-hmm. And when we did, we played card games.
Yeah, it wasn't video games, right?
And so Yu-Gi-Oh, I caught on with some friends at school, and for years, now 2-3 years, I'm just in it. I don't want to do anything else. I just want to be good at this.
Yeah.
And I remember the day that I beat him 4 times in a row. And he was sad. He was like, we're kids.
Yeah.
So he's like literally almost crying over it.
Yeah.
And I remember that was like a switch for me. I was like, I don't want to play Yu-Gi-Oh anymore.
I'm done.
I've won. I did it. I beat the guy who's been bullying me at this in a friendly brother way. Mm-hmm. Nothing crazy. Mm-hmm. I won. And I literally remember later that evening giving him my deck that I'd worked years on to construct to beat him. And I was like, you can have it.
It's just yours.
I don't want to play anymore.
Yeah.
That's how I feel I could be with golf if in your position, because you got to the point where you're breaking even.
Yeah, I mean, I was never going to make the tour.
Yeah,
right?
so
it's like,
exactly.
I was already constantly being nominated for Golf Instructor of the Year. Like, I felt like I was hitting the peak of what was in golf instruction. Like, people were coming to me. I knew I wasn't going to make the tour. So it's like, all right, this is fun, but like I'm losing that fire. Like the fire's going out. And then the Fling Golf came in, and I was actually, like I definitely feel like we're a lot alike in that, because I look back into Madden. Madden's the only video game I ever played.
FIFA was my big one.
And I remember
you only played Madden? No other games?
I only played Madden. Dude, I got ranked. I got up as high as 614th in the world in Madden. And I'm talking like playing at all Madden level. You're controlling the line of scrimmage, calling the plays, audible and everything.
Yeah.
Like I was like pretty much an offense coordinator. And I got so good at it that I'm like beating my friends like 84-0. Sometimes I'd let them score so they feel good. But I was winning local tournaments, and I'm just like, I think I'm done. Like I don't know if I have the next level to go to the world tournaments like they were doing across the U.S., but I'm like, I'm good. I haven't played Madden since I was like 15, I want to say. And that's 16, 17 years ago now. Yeah. And so I get the Yu-Gi-Oh reference that hit home, because it's like, oh shit, man, that was like me with Madden. It was like 5 years of like Madden this,
just
Madden that.
Nothing
I
else.
had to play
just
Madden.
nothing else. That was me with 2K.
Okay.
As a kid, I played 2K. I got ranked in 2K14. I actually got to play in a tournament to go to Vegas and play. I didn't win the I lost in the second round. I won the first round. I was hype as hell. Like my parents were in the room watching the game with me.
I got right to that threshold where I could have started going to the more traveling.
Yeah.
But that's when I was like,
oh yeah, I played in my house.
I was like, do I want to go?
Oh, I would have immediately.
Yeah,
I would have immediately. But no, I played in a few tournaments. The biggest one I got into, I won a tournament to get into the 64 person.
Yeah.
If you win the first, I think 3 rounds, the top 12 or 16 are sent to Vegas to play the rest of them.
Oh, nice.
And it was scheduled. It was online. My parents sat and watched the game, watched me win.
Yeah.
I had to face the number 12 guy in the world in my first game, and I won. He used Orlando, which was Dwight Howard times, 2008, 2009.
Okay.
And I just learned how he was doing his post moves every time. And I started to just play super chess. It's like chess at that point.
No, it is. It's 100%.
And then I got into, but once I got through that tournament, I played a guy that was so much better than me that I was like, oh, this is my limit. I thought I had reached my limit. I was like, I'm playing as best as I possibly can.
Yeah. And this is what this guy's doing?
and this is what this guy's doing? Okay. And
that's kind of how I felt more of the regional wise, where I was just like, all right, I'm not winning these. So it's like, I'm winning my town stuff, my county stuff, but like, I'm not going to win the state stuff.
That's how I felt about
stuff.
FIFA. FIFA's a chess match. FIFA's a chess match when you play high level. Yeah. And I could talk about FIFA until my face turns blue because I love soccer.
Yeah.
But that's my Fling Golf. Even though soccer is the most popular sport on the planet, I feel in America, we don't love it.
No. Oh, no, we definitely, I mean, we have, football obviously is like just precedence over everything, but.
Is football your biggest sport?
So, yeah, I mean, I feel like so I love football, baseball, and hockey. Growing up, basketball was my best sport to play. I had a couple scholarship offers, but basketball, I just lost interest in basketball over the years. But watching football, I think it's because it's one game a week. It's do or die in that moment. Makes it fun to watch. But yeah, I would say yes. I saw an opportunity to go back to the flag placing. I saw an opportunity in Fling Golf to be really good. Maybe not initially number one in the world at it, because the very first tournament at the American Classic, we had 19 different states represented at the course. I took 4th place. And mind you, at this time, nobody ever played against one another because this is the first ever organized tournament. So you have people from all over the country and Europe and whatnot playing fling golf, but never competitively, right? It's just recreational at this point. So we all come together. Everyone's just playing, learning, meeting new people that you see online. You're like, oh my God, like I know who you are. Like, people are doing that with me. And then I got 4th, and I was like, I just got 4th place, not knowing what the hell I was doing or practicing or training or putting in any time off of like just throwing
You had
the
a
ball.
deep knowledge of golf, though.
Oh, I did.
And that probably gave you a good advantage.
Big time. Like I am where I'm at in fling golf because of the golf knowledge I have, the reading the greens, the intricacies of
how the ball
spins, where the pin placement. I know that low pin placement on a 2-tier green, you don't want to be behind the pin. You're probably 3-putting then. So yes, that knowledge was what helped me get to there. And then having the baseball background and playing a little quarterback in my younger days, arm angles, trajectories.
Yeah.
Like it all came together. I'm like, this is it. Like if I go in on this, and I'm talking with my wife and my in-laws who own American Classic, I'm like, if you guys support me and allow me to obviously work my day job, but let me train properly, and if that means I got to get out of here an hour early to go do something, are you okay with that? And pretty much the deal is like, yeah, if you're in on it, we're in on it with you because we love you. And if it blows up, it's going to be totally beneficial for
Everybody.
you and the entire family. So yeah, dude, I saw an opportunity and I just had to go in at it, Zach. It's just like, I could be the best in the world. And here's the cool thing. So we started in 2019, and I created the thing called Fling Golf Friday. I created that. So it's now a huge thing all across the U.S. Everybody plays fling golf on Fridays. We started the first league, and the owner came down from Amesbury, Massachusetts, and they recorded it because they wanted to show what we were doing to grow the game. And at this time, the game is very small. There's maybe 2,000 people playing in 2019. And I told Alex Van Allen, the owner, the creator of the game, I was like, so since I won my own league and we're the only league, does that make me the best player in the world? Like, am I your best player? And he just laughed. He goes, I don't know, maybe someday, So fast forwarding to 2022, the end of 2022, and they come out with the rankings. And there it is, number 1, Austin Ebersole. Dude, that was sick to call him then and be like, 3 years later, I'm like, I am officially the best player in the world. And he just was like, yeah, you are. So having the creator of the game just be like, yeah, dude, like you made it come to fruition. But that's that light that we're talking about where it's like, here's this opportunity and let's just go with it. And now I'm training, I'm personal training, I'm weightlifting, I'm doing the whole 9 yards. So, and the cool thing is my flag's not set yet. There's still more to do. I want a future Ryder Cup. I would love to be captain of Team USA and travel to England and play their best players. Maybe by 2032, we have the Summer Olympics. Fling golf gets in it. I mean, hell, dude, you got 3-on-3 basketball now in the Olympics and all these other quirky sports.
Which is my favorite version of basketball to watch, by the way.
It's the best.
It's my favorite version of basketball.
That was so much fun to watch in 2021 when they delayed it. Because I was like, we've all done that. Everybody can relate to that. We've all played 3-on-3 pickup basketball.
And it requires, it's
fast.
It's fast.
Communication.
Yeah. It's honestly where I play my best basketball. Yeah. It's because it is about knowing where people are on the floor, where the ball needs to go. Anticipate their movements as well as the defenders. Okay, his left foot is back. That means I need to attack that foot.
Yeah.
Things like that going through your head all the time.
Very quick.
Yeah, all just processing.
Right.
But with anything that's time in the seat. Mm-hmm. That's time, blood, sweat, theoretically, and picking up those details. Mm-hmm. Those minor nuances that kind of become like a programming, I feel like, with fighters when they're rolling, with basketball, with any sport, with golf. That's another one where it's like you're not just taking into it. You're literally getting so engrossed in it, it's becoming programming for you. That you've swung a golf ball or a golf club so many times, you don't have to think about where your grip lies or how to. You just pick it up and it swings.
You just do it,
and you almost get a little serotonin release. memories. Like you've done it so many times. Like I remember when I played basketball so much that just sitting and shooting free throws was therapeutic.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. Just hearing the crack of the net and feeling how my thumb rolled
That was
off.
dribbling for me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're dribbling. You're like, okay, the ball fell a little heavy on my left thumb.
Got the
there,
earbuds
like,
in, and you're just
going.
your rhythm. Yeah. You're just feeling like, all right. Yeah.
Like I said to you earlier, I don't have rhythm, but yeah,
No.
I feel that. But dribbling on the rhythm.
I'll let you play the post. I'll play out in the perimeter. We'll just
I
once
do.
Do post game.
I'm in the wrong body, dude. If I was 6'6", I would love to be a rough and tough small forward. That's my favorite position to play. And in high school, that's what I played. But there's no. I tried to transition junior, senior year into point guard.
Yeah.
Because I did have some college looks,
I mean,
and that was my only way of getting into college.
That's a lot of time. Yeah, I mean, what are you, 6'2"?
I'm 6 foot flat.
6 foot. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you're obviously not going to.
I need to be a point guard. I had a nice shot, but I loved back to the basket, and we had a couple plays where I had a guy from the corner cut in front of me as a potential handoff, and he's using me as a screen. Meanwhile, the center's on the other side of the paint, and we got this high-low situation with the guard that's cut over. Like I love internalizing all that in my head. I feel like thinking where's the pass going to be in 2 seconds?
Yeah,
and knowing that before anybody else on the court.
We might have had a good pick and roll game, dude. Because I made my game around like the Jason Kidds and the Steve Nashes. That's how I played.
Distributing.
Very quick, very fast. And when I did shoot, it was efficient.
Sure.
Love my favorite shot's actually the Tony Parker floater.
Nice.
It's just
quick, no real jump, just
nice little 8 foot top high enough because I was a lot shorter. I'm only 5'10". But when I was in high school, not until senior year, I finally get to 5'10". I was like 5'5", junior year and stuff. But quick, efficient with the ball, could handle, play defense. But we might have had a good pick and roll game, dude, because I would have been like, that would have been awesome.
Tony and Steve with their floaters, and people may find this out now. We could have a whole sports podcast, and I could talk sports details all day and night. But with Tony and Steve specifically, I picked up a little bit of what they do on their floater because they're short and slower in comparison to a lot of the people.
They're not fast.
They're not speed
quick,
demons.
Quick
they're quick.
Right.
But their floater too, they stop their momentum. They would drive 2-3 hard dribbles to the paint
and straight up,
and the momentum would shift a little bit, and they let their defender continue to move a little bit while they stop, creating that little bit of space.
Yes, exactly.
So the shorter player could get the ball off like that. That little stuff matters, and you play enough ball, you start picking up on that.
Yes, and that's that. And then if I did have to spot shoot, I actually would kick my feet out and kick my defender in the shin a lot. It was a natural. I was
now against the rules, but
I was creating space, right? Well, so I was really good and efficient at
the Reggie Miller leg.
Because it's just like I needed space. I'm smaller. Like I got people 6 inches taller than me covering me.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, picking up on those small details on how to create space and how to move the ball and. It's so much fun.
And that's what makes 3-on-3 fun. And to your point, fling golf being in the Olympics is something you want to get to.
Yeah.
And it sounds to me like your goal is let me stay as good as I possibly can. Let me align myself with the people who can train me right. Let me align myself with the people who want to see the sport grow. Mm-hmm. Let me find and spread the word about this sport that I love and want to grow. Also, the sport grows. Mm-hmm. More players pick it up. There's more competition. There's more tournaments. There's more talk about it. More courses are picking it up as an option because it's less intrusive on a course than real golf.
Yeah. No divots.
It's much more playable than foot golf or disc golf because both require.
Well, we're seamless. Me and you can play anytime together. You golf, I play fling, and we're just shooting the shit like we normally would if we're playing golf together.
Yep, because disc golf is a completely different course.
Completely different.
And foot golf, different holes, as well as not a lot of people can kick a foot. Like I played a little soccer.
Okay.
Not crazy amount. Not many people can kick a soccer ball 100 yards.
Have you kicked with your iron foot?
No, but it's also my left foot, so it's going to be tough.
Oh, yeah.
It's my left foot. I did get popped at an airport for it.
I figured you probably would.
But like 1 out of 8. I've been on a few flights since then, and I only got hit one time, and they're like, we got to rub down your leg.
It makes you wonder if they ever even have them on.
Dude, I turn around, and when I walk through the detector now, I try to turn around and look at what popped up.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, because that happened like the first time.
Okay.
So I'm like, what does it just not pop up anymore? Did it pop up the first couple times and now you just assume? Yeah. Like, what does that mean? Does that mean it picked up once and didn't, like you said, and didn't pick up the next? The TSA thing is so weird to me because there's nothing that the TSA, like, and not to get onto the TSA, that's a whole nother subject, but.
Dude, we're all over the spectrum. We'll be back next week.
It's something that was implemented, like I think about COVID when we implemented a lot of things knee jerk to protect ourselves and what we thought we needed to do.
Yeah.
And when everything happened with 9/11, we went from, like Sean would never even have reference to, and we have little reference to, when you got picked up at the flight, when you flew somewhere, you would meet the people that were picking you up as soon as you walked off the plane.
Yeah, no, right.
You would be able to walk to the gate and pick up the person you're picking up, go to luggage, pick up with them, do the whole deal.
Yeah.
And the moment that happened, we implemented the TSA and upped the security. And it seems like we've been operating with that ever since.
Yeah.
Just a system we implemented super, super fast.
Yeah.
And haven't really come back to see if it's a good. But either way, back to the Olympics. Why are we talking about airports?
I prefer the Salisbury airport, by the way, when I can fly
I've never
out.
flown out of Salisbury airport.
It's so nice because it's just one TSA line, but they actually are personable. They're like, hey, how are you? Have a great day. Wish you a safe flight.
Where do they fly to?
I know they do most of their flights to Charlotte, and I think they might have another.
Well, Charlotte's a hub for American Airlines.
No, it
isn't
is. I mean, you can get to Orlando, Atlanta, Houston. I mean, all over the place from Charlotte, pretty much. So that's a big flight. I think they might go.
They got the one in Wilmington now.
They do.
The old one that reopened, and now they go to Tennessee and Georgia.
They have a direct flight to Orlando.
They have a direct flight, I think, Fort Myers and Orlando. No. The thing about them is they have certain days they fly out. So if you're looking, like, it doesn't work for me normally because I'm normally looking to fly out, get out. Like, I'll do consults. Yeah. Like, someone will pay me and say, hey, Zach, we want you to come out and do a marketing consultation for our company. I want to be in there, do my full day there, and get back home. So it's tough when they only fly on Tuesdays and Fridays.
Yeah, that's long.
Now I'm in Fort Myers for 4.5 days. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
So
so I travel out on Wednesdays for our events. When we go to our world tour stops, we compete Saturday, Sunday, but Thursday, Friday are practice rounds.
How's next year look for that?
So yeah. So we're going to April 13th and 14th. We're going to St. Lucie, Florida, which is Daytona area, and then we come to Delaware May 18th and 19th at the American Classic. Then we're going out to Pittsburgh in July.
Can I caddy for you?
Hell yeah.
I know it's only one stick, but I can
Zach, hand me the putter.
Hand me the one club I have.
Or it might be like, crack open the beer.
Is Fling golf like does it embrace the beer on the course?
Yeah, I mean,
does it?
Yeah, it does. It's very.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because it's like, hey, like, I mean, like obviously, cornhole. Yeah, it's like, why not? Like, what's it gonna? I mean, if you want to get drunk and shit faced, you're probably not gonna make it to the finals where the cameras are, anyways.
That's fair.
But
but if you want to crack open a little bit of birdie juice on hole 3.
And you need it, right? I mean, because we're gonna find
if you need it, we might have to have another conversation.
If you
need this alcohol right now.
Man, I am down. Thank God I didn't crack one open in Virginia when I was down 2 with 3 holes to go. Yeah, but I could have used it probably beforehand. Actually, I don't know where the hell I went those last 3 holes.
See, it's the birdie smoke for me.
Oh, that's a stogie.
That's normally my golf course goes like around the turn. That's what will get my head locked back in.
Right. It's just a calming thing. I mean, as long as you're being, you're not being an idiot with alcohol, I think it's fine.
Can you imagine just sitting there completely stoned on hole 3, just not moving?
Man, I'm so glad to be in this ESPN event.
This
is
the same thing goes on the alcohol side of thing. People do drink 1 or 2 just to kind of get that edge off, but
it's the focus thing, right? It's the like, all right, I'm edgy. I don't want to embarrass myself. I don't look like an idiot. Once you get that down, you can just flow.
Some people need that. But then there's the argument that you drink a gallon of water the day before and the day before that. And you have a good clean diet. And you're not taking in processed foods, and you got your workout in yesterday, and you went to sleep at a good time before. You're prepared for what you're doing. A lot of those things aren't needed.
Yeah,
a lot of those things, and that's where someone
if you're truly prepared, to go to battle and get ready to do what you got to do.
And that's where, like you said, you came into a situation where you're down 2-3 holes to go. You pretty much got to play perfect golf in a championship setting. It's not, and what most people, and I'm sure you'll immediately know this, I haven't experienced it outside of just regular golf. You got your group of 4, but you're playing in front of people.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. I love that, though. That's the best part about it.
Sure.
Bigger the crowd, the better the score.
I hear you, dude. What about that for you locks you in more? Is it the fear of fucking up, or is it the?
I don't want to disappoint anybody. I lived my entire
the people pleaser
life.
gene.
I lived my entire life. So I was raised by a single father, great world superhero dad, Superman dad, and that fear of never being good enough for a parent leaves you, doesn't want nothing to do with you. That void of always wanting people to love you back and make sure they like you is such a drive. So when I have not just one, not 10, not 50 people watching, it is everything. Like I just go somewhere mentally where it's like, you're going to love me. Like you're going to love it. And even if you don't want me to win, it's going to be hard not to love me. So that's where I go though. I draw off of that people pleasing where it's like, I don't want you to not like me, and you're watching and this is good energy. And I'm going to take that energy and turn it into focus to not disappoint the people watching. I'm going to put on a showtime, baby.
Where do you draw that line between gaining focus and gaining anxiety? Because I think a lot of people would think more people, more potential for problem, more people to potentially disappoint, more people who could watch me screw this all up. Where do you, because you probably don't make a conscious decision of saying to yourself, hey, I'm not going to stress, I'm going to focus.
There can never be too much, Zach. The more, the better.
But why?
I don't know. I think it's just.
Because to me, there's two different people that can come from the same situation. Someone that comes deprived of love, someone that and in any way, shape, and form, if you look back at your inner child or how you were brought up, whether it's school, whether at home life, whether with your friends, whether somebody, there's going to be a place in your life where you didn't feel the love or get the love you should have, and it's going to affect you. So I've heard a lot of people and seen a lot of people, and I feel a lot of people to this day could be given that scenario, and they could take it in a whole different way. Like their brain pattern could shift and be the complete opposite, to where they're so afraid of failing that it's just paralyzing with anxiety because you're so scared to fail. But you take that scenario and you take that opportunity.
I kick it in the balls.
And you kick it in the balls. That's exactly what I was going to say.
I just want you to know, I'm sitting here trying to think of what intellectual way to tell you how I feel.
It just happens.
It's not there.
Yeah,
I don't. It's not fear. I don't fear it. I won't let it. I don't even think about an option of failure.
It sounds like meditation almost. It sounds like you're not allowing your brain to do anything except for the moment of now.
Yeah.
You're not thinking about what happened 2 years ago.
There is no way.
You're not thinking. You're probably in your brain on the range.
Well, it did help letting that anxiety from childhood trauma go by forgiving my mother,
And
addressing. And I addressed that years ago. So by removing the thing that I can draw onto that would cause the anxiety and whatnot, it doesn't exist. I removed it. So yeah, I don't know, man. There is no way of failure. It is drive off the energy, use it, motivate. I don't look at the bottom of the mountain. I'll look at the bottom of the mountain when I'm at the top looking for my next mountain. So I don't have a cool answer to give you other than I'm stubborn as a bull. And like, if you're in my way, I'm not going to knock you out, but like, you're going to have to try to stop me. I'm not stopping me. I'm going.
Yeah, scooch over or feel me scooch over.
Or jump on the train too.
Or jump on,
like, I'm like, that's the cool thing too. Like, so not to drive too much off of this. So Fling Golf's actually going to incorporate a major change this year with teams of 6, professional teams.
All right, live.
So I don't know. We might need to get Loft to sponsor our team, our local Delaware team.
Heard.
And we could wear your logo all over our polos as we travel the country and stuff.
We'll have to talk.
We'll talk offset. But what's cool is what I love about that is because even though I'm Showtime, I'm this big personality, I have all these goals and doing this, I love bringing people that I love with me though too. And the fact that we're going to do these teams that are local based, regionalized, I now can have my wife, who is also number 3 in the world on the female side. Brooke is amazing. But my training partners that I play with and everybody, I can now have success as Showtime, the individual fling golfer, and Showtime, the teammate with 5 people that I love and care about. So hop on the train. Like, if you're ready to roll with me, I'm taking you. Like, I'm not going to take you, but you can help me get there too. Like, we're all 6 wheels in this train, baby. So that is something that I'm very much about too as a person, because I love to be loved, but I love to love people. And this, like, I'm so excited for that to happen, because Saturdays are your individual play. You'll play 18 holes, top 20%, advance to a 9-hole final. Scores carry over, 27-hole champion.
Got it.
Sundays, the same thing, but Sundays are team-based. Maybe it's like a co-ed division. You do alternate shot with one other person.
Got it.
So the 6 teammates, you decide who's playing with who. You know, are you going for points in the men's doubles? Are you going for points in the co-ed? Whatever it may be. But that's going to be fun because now it's like, okay, my ship is sailing, baby. We're going. Showtime's going. But now whatever team we create, we generate, and we go with gives me that. It's just more drive. It's even more. It's adding more fuel to the fire. So, yeah, like get on the train with me or just scooch the hell over. And here's the thing. I tell you, I won't hold anybody back. I admire anybody that has the same drive to do something. I will never in my life try to hold anybody back for do something, be like, damn, I can't stand that guy. Kind of goes back to what we talked a bit about earlier. Like, instead of judging that person whose ego seems big, no, man, like, all right, he's doing something. He's got goals. I got goals too. And if our goal is the same thing, who wants it more? Who's going to work harder? I'm not going to hold you back. I'm not going to put you down. I'm not going to misspeak on your name. But let's just go. Let's put on a show. And that's the beauty of it, though. And I think that kind of brings in some of the wrestling aspect where, like, behind the curtains, they're all friends. They're all drinking beer together. They're all having dinner and lunch, talking about their families. But when they come out on the stage, it's time to entertain and put on the show. And I think that is what's cool about Fling Golf for me is when we're on the course playing, it's like who's putting in the time, who's putting in the effort, who wants it, who has that drive to go get that World League Fling Golf Championship, who envisions legacy, who wants to leave a footprint on what we're doing. And if you're in that same mindset that I'm in, I love you. Like, let's go. Let's do this together. But if you don't have that mindset and you're going to draw it back, get the hell out of the way. And that's kind of where I'm at with that. But again, I love to share the wealth. It's not Fling Showtime. It's Fling Golf. Showtime's a part of it. And I would love for those other seats around the table to be filled. And all of us carry that vision together. So I don't fear failing, though. I don't fear nothing. I can't.
It's hard to have fear when you're living in the now.
Yes.
When you're living in the moment. But that's hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is easy to let failures pick up on you and let past memories, haunt you. But
and that may happen off the course.
Yeah, of course. It's going to happen to everybody. But your balance of it and the way you're saying it, I just kind of want to deep dive a little bit because what you're talking about, it's going to be seen as ego to a lot of people.
Right.
But what it really is passion and want to. And what I think is the biggest one and what most people will say, oh, he's just got a big head. You have clarity. You know exactly what you're going after. I know
exactly what
and I think so many people don't know where they're going. They don't.
Spot on.
They don't have a personal journey that they're going on. They're just kind of going.
They're floating down the river.
Yeah, and so when they see somebody else who isn't floating down the river, that is actively doing something, that is actively pursuing something, that person naturally wants to say, well, Fling Golf is stupid. This won't go anywhere. Or what are you doing? Or this, they're naturally going to put up blockades because they want you to stay where they're at, confused, not structured, no real passion. Because they don't have it. You shouldn't have it. They don't have it. And their own self-worth, their own value of their own life, their own value. Here's what I'm going to do with my day. Here's what I'm going to do with my week, month, year. Most people don't know.
No, they have no idea.
Just, I'm going to go to my job. I got the weekend off.
Go home.
I might watch a YouTube video today. Like that's the epitome of it. Like, I got to call my aunt. I forgot to call my aunt.
And that's the highest moment of the day.
It could, they look forward to.
Yeah.
I can't stand, and I've caught myself in those cycles too. Looking forward to recreation, I feel is the biggest disease that we're taught to enjoy.
Yeah,
that recreation is the epitome. It's the thing we should all shoot for. It's the vacation. It's the weekend. It's the retirement. There's nothing more unsatisfying to me than resting when work worth doing is out there to be done.
Exactly.
And you have a passion and a journey, so it's probably hard to sit down and relax when you know it's a one-stroke difference maybe between winning and losing, and you could be putting. You could be on a range throwing something into a net. why would you sit around and watch this new 6-part documentary on pineapples?
I really love pineapples.
I love pineapples too. And I would really love to know how they created a 6-part documentary out of it.
That would be...
If there was that much tea around the pineapple industry...
I think we need to go into business together.
On what?
On pineapples. Maybe that can be the logo of our team.
I think you'll get a little bit of,
Pineapples.
I think you'll get the flinger vibe. Or, you know what? Swingers and flingers.
Swing juice with pineapple base. Oh, see, look, we're going.
Swing juice? I don't want my name with part of swing juice. A staple at all swinger parties nationwide. Swing juice.
It's showtime.
You could do the smile at the end.
I will.
I'll do the back end marketing and funding.
I have no issue being the face and on camera as much as you would need me to be. So
I love it.
Be the Happy Gilmore of Fling Golf.
So we talked about where you see Fling Golf. Where do you see you 2-3 years?
2-3 years. Yeah. So that's cool. So that 3-year range will bring me to that first goal. That is that 5-year window of being the best player in the world. And by being the best player in the world, that's growing the game and being a role model for other people to be like, damn, like, you know, like, love, like, that's my aspirations. I want to be like Showtime. At the 5-year mark, it's not, I mean, trust me, dude, if I have a 10-year run of being the best player in the world, I hope it's because the sport's growing and there's better athletes coming in and I'm still beating them.
And you're just besting them.
And I'm besting them. Not that it's because the sport's not growing. So, like, that's where my love for the community and sport is like, look, guys, like, I want to be on top, but I want to be on top of the best all the time. So that's why, like I said, if somebody else has the same goal as me, I'm not going to hold them back. Yeah. Like, take it from me. And if you take it from me, I'll be the first person to shake your hand. And then I'm going to come get it back. Just know that, though. But that's the good drive. So the 5 years of being the best player in the world and really pushing the sport forward. And then that next 5 years is continuing to be relevant, being a face of a sport, more legacy, doing more things, hopefully at this point off the course to raise awareness, but also do good for the community. Like, I love people. Like I said, I want to give back. And having this platform of being able to make a name for myself and develop this brand and grow myself and be able to support my family and make people proud that I love, to be able to give back then to more people, that's probably the end goal, man. Like, take care of my family and be able to give back and help those that I can help and have that platform to do so. And Fling Golf has opened up that door for me to do that. And that's the goal. Like, just keep rolling with it, working hard, outwork everybody, and create a legacy. You know, I don't want to leave this planet like not feeling like I didn't accomplish something greater for the good of all mankind. And if that means I can just do something locally too, because I love the 302, I love Southern Delaware, that's fine too. If I can give back to whether it's youth or seniors or anybody, whatever it may be, that's the goal. So I have this long-term plan, more than just 5 years. But within the next 5 years, 3 years, just kicking ass and taking names, dude.
Keep growing what's growing. Staying focused.
Keep rolling with it.
Where can people follow you, man?
So you can give me a follow. I'm predominantly on Instagram. I'm on TikTok, YouTube, all those places, at Showtime_Flings. I will engage with you as much as I can. I know one of my favorite things, dude, is when I'm scrolling, when I'm doing the rabbit hole stuff like we talked about earlier, and I see this beautiful fling stick on somebody else's post.
That is awesome.
And I don't know the person.
And that's your stick. That is your branded Showtime stick.
Yeah, exactly. And it's my stick. So that person that bought my stick is a fan. Like, they're a supporter. They love what I do.
Well, I think naturally in anything, like if I want to get running, I'm and I find somebody like a David Goggins who just runs and his body's hurt and my body's hurt. I'm going to try to find out what shoes he's using. Yeah. You know, or anything where I admire somebody or I want to get better, I'm going to look at what they're doing and I'm going to say, okay, they've clearly gone through like probably 19 of these to get to where they're at now.
I got to get there too.
And that's why I think, you know, sponsorships and co-marketing and all that works so well. And they see you're number one in the world. So I want to know what you're flinging with. Yeah. There's only one club. I only have to get one. I don't got to think of what driver you're using, what iron set and what putter and what grip.
I just need the one fling stick he uses. And it's so cool, man. And it's like when I see somebody using my Fling stick, I'm the first person to like it, the first person to comment, and all that cool stuff.
You gotta be. You got a hashtag on there, so when people.
So hashtag it's Showtime, baby.
Well, is it on the stick though?
So I don't have a hashtag on the stick. So the stick's name is Encore.
Okay.
ENCORE, and that's because my daughter Navy in the fling golf world is known as Baby Encore. Because when the tour started, the professional division, World League Fling Golf, Navy was 6 months old, and so she was a baby she's 6 months at the first event. So she might be more popular than me.
I love that.
But she's known as Baby Encore because she slept all day and she was up for the finals that Dad was in. So it's the encore, right? It's the after show. And my way to pay, honor to her is I was like, I have to name my fling stick, my custom fling stick, after my daughter. So it's called the Encore. And if the sport blows up and she takes on the Ebersole name, the Showtime name, and she probably won't be Baby Encore at 22, but if she's just the Encore following Showtime, that's cool.
That is cool.
Because it's the next, it's just right. So that's my way of being able to do that. And that's why my signature colors are pink and navy blue. Navy blue because her name's Navy, and pink because I'm a girl dad and I love being a girl dad. So and I went with the electric blue because obviously it just pops with the navy blue and pink. So, but yeah, man, that's all she wrote there. But seeing people play that fling stick, like I was saying, and then messaging them and then being like, oh my God, like Showtime's messaging me. And like in my mind, I'm still like trying to get used to that aspect of it where it's like, this person, like maybe they do look up to me and I have to be a good influence and be a positive role model. And then me taking just 5 minutes to be like, hey man, like Merry Christmas, love the Encore stick. Please, if you ever have any questions, shoot me a message. Like I love what you're doing. Thank you for supporting me. And then we just, it kind of goes from there. I hope to always be able to do those types of things.
It means a ton to people too.
So I'll do it. Well, it's really cool. Before we even wrap anything up, I was getting hard into disc golf before fling golf happened. Because like I said, I set my flag in golf. And I was like, it's Thanksgiving Day in 2018. And I'm like watching disc golf on ESPN. And I'm like, there's some there's a great track over here at Cape Henlopen and Trap Pond and Killen's Pond and all them. So I got to be a scratch disc golfer within 7 months. And I'm about to do this. I'm like, oh, I'm going all in. Then I get the phone call about hosting the first tournament on ESPN. I'm like, let me think about it. Hell yeah, let's do that. So Garrett Guthrie, though, I might be saying his last name wrong, is one of my favorite disc golfers. And I have his signature disc. 3 weeks ago, he gives me a follow on Instagram. And he just liking my stuff. And I message him like, dude, I can't believe, like now I'm in the opposite role. I'm like, dude, you're liking my stuff. I'm like, I'm a huge fan. He goes, dude, I love what you're doing. Like, I'm a fan of you too. So I like run out to my shed and I like get my disc and I'm like, dude, it's like 10:30 at night. And I'm like, turning the flashlight on, trying to take pictures of his signature disc to send him. And he's like, oh shit, man. Like I totally have to buy one of your sticks now. So it's just cool that here I am years before fling golf. I'm playing this guy's disc, his signature disc that I love, the Wraith. And now he's a fan of me too. And now it's that mutual, like, it's cool shit's happening, man. And I'm on cloud 9, top of the world, and I'm just loving the ride. So.
And I'm happy to be here, being a big support for you, brother.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate having you on, man.
Yeah, dude.
We'll have that. We'll have to have it again.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, and if you're rocking the Showtime shades, you got to get these.
Yes.
You're getting $1 from each sale.
Every sale.
Of the link in the bio. These things are fire.
Awesome.
Good to having you, man.
Yeah, man.